So there we are, folks. I take this opportunity to continue this series about coming to America and how unusual it was. This is Shippy the Explorer. So yesterday, the last tape, we saw the setting sun going down on a day, and it's a sign that it's the going down on a chapter in the life, in that experience. And I come outside to show you the remnants of the cold. The snow is still here. It's not melting, it's melting slowly, but it's still here. And I'm going to take up a bit of it. And I'm going to brave myself. Can't even break it. It's like ice now. Okay. Break a thing. And I'm going to show you. So we continue this series that I'm a painter now. I'm painting the house and I'm on the ladder, and I have to one day in Bethesda in River Road, off River Road, next door to Sugar Ray's house. We're painting the house. I'm 30 feet up, and I have to clean the snow off the wood with a piece of cloth. And I'm up there and I'm up there, and we start at 7 o'clock in the morning. The ladder is long. The hair is cold. Ice is on the wood. And the management wants us to wipe the snow off the fascia of the board and paint. And here I am up there. And I tell you, believe it or not, I looked up, I was up there on the ladder, and I looked across the Sugar Ray Robinson's house, the boxer, and I started to cry. And as tears fell in my eyes, I said, this doesn't make sense. This is a hell of a world. How can you be in the cold? It's below 40 degrees. The requirement of painting is that you don't paint an exterior surface when it's below 40 degrees. And here's the requirement. You're up there laboring away. And after about 2 feet or 3 feet of painting and the repetitive action of wiping and painting, and that tears came. And I said, that's it. I came down the ladder and I packed up, cleaned my brush, and I came down and I packed the paint up and I left. I got into the car and I joined the other guy. Maybe it was Peter, I don't remember. Don't know if it was Peter. And we head on home. Because working on the condition of that condition was murder, was slavery, was insane to be under that condition painting. And I came home with the mindset that I'm not going back to that work until the weather is better. And that's we start this series, continue this series of life in coming to America, is how difficult it was. And then right in the middle of that, we are introducing or telling you the lesson for the day. That in your situation, in all situations in life, do not overstress yourself to the extent where you're endangering your life, endangering your health, endangering the possibility of losing a limb, your mind, and your livelihood for a cause. Your work is important, but it is also important that you work within reason, hard, not be lazy, not be tardy, but work so that you can produce for the man, for the company, and yourself, and make yourself good, looking good, so that it's a big improvement in your life and in the company's life. But if when it comes to danger, you're not gonna put yourself in danger on a ladder for any company, because the bottom line is that you don't own that company. You don't own the society, you don't own the companies, you're not the owner for them. Even if you're the owner, it is stupid to put yourself in danger to make an extra dollar. Because if you're injured and God forbid you're hurt and die, most times the company continues. They will replace you in a minute with someone else. And very often, you're thought of in a fleeting moment. Life continues when you're gone. The work continues when you're gone. So, do your work with energy, with happiness, with skill, and want to do it to the maximum that you can. And when you're finished, you look and see that it is good. It is good. Just like what God says. This is good. But do not lose your life over a certain job. So, we continue. I remember coming back to Bethesda day after day. And we moved from house to house. We're painting now. I'm not a genius cooking anymore. And life continues. But I save up enough money to buy a whole car. Dodge Monica, 1964 Dodge Monica, four-cylinder carburetor, folks. Two sports, two-door bucket seats, power window on the driver's side. When you open that engine, you can sit in it. We call it Kojak. And I bought Kojak from Watson. Watson was working with a lawyer firm and a lawyer gentleman up in Bethesda, and he saw the car in the garage and he bought it, and then he quickly sold it to me at a profit, and I bought it. And that car was lovely, man. Chrome chrome runs the hinnock strips, chrome runs along the ceiling, chrome runs along the dashboard, but I had to fix it up. And I remember taking my paycheck, and when the car broke down, and I dropped the car at the garage, and then half of my paycheck was gone. By Friday evening, half of the paycheck was gone into repairs. But I kept that car and used it. And one day I used that car. One day we said, let's go to New York. And we took that car to New York, man. And we up at 95, New Jersey Turnpike. And when you fill the Dodge Monica Kojak tank, the back sinks down like a bird that's gonna take off. And I remember coming back from New York, man, and somebody challenged me, and it looked like they want to pass me and test me, and I stepped on that four-barrel carburetor, and Kojak took off like an airplane. We made it back to Washington, to Maryland, safely. But after a while, Kojak needed too many repairs, and we couldn't keep up with it. So I got rid of Kojak. And believe me, I took Kojak, I spent about $500 on Kojak, and I took Kojak to the junkyard and turned it in, sold it to them. They offered me, I think it was $50, I don't remember, or $150 for Kojak. And believe me, there's a story. I came back 10 years after for parts, to buy parts at that junkyard, and asked him, what about that Monica, Dodge Monica that I brought here some years ago? I said, oh, they remember the car because it was so special. So here is another lesson. You come to America, work if you can. Well, excuse me there, folks. Sorry. The GoPro went out. As the GoPro went out, I was just starting to say the lesson, another lesson for coming to America is when you work, look, and you need transportation, don't rush into buying too much of a whole car unless it's really, really necessary. Spend, work, save your money and put the money towards buying a fairly good car, maybe after a few months. Don't rush into it in the beginning, because you will be wasting your money on junk. And I did that. I bought one car, Kojak, and then we went out and bought another car. I stripped it down with my wife's aunt's husband is a mechanic in Baltimore. And I learned how to strip the car engine right down to the pistons and the rings. We cleaned it up and rebuilt it. And rebuilt the car, and at the end, it still wasn't good. So we wasted a lot of money in that. So don't buy a car too quick. So the other thing is to survive is to you're saving, you're working, and if you're progressive enough and think you can squeeze in some educational opportunities, you go to night school or go to evening school. You take up a trade and you continue education. I tried, missed a couple opportunities, but maybe that wasn't my destiny. My destiny was to be here talking to you as Shippy the Explorer. Now, just remind me that you're watching Shippy the Explorer with genealogy and history and the situation in this world. And as an author and a vlogger, I'm here now talking to you many years after coming to this country in a situation where I feel comfortable. So, we continue telling my story. Now, construction continued for a while, and we bounced around from site to site. But the difficulty in construction is that in wintertime, as soon as it becomes winter, in September, October, November, most likely November, if you are in the field, then construction on a whole slows down or even stop, depending on which project you're working on. And then you have to be home. And sometimes you go on unemployment, and where you have to, you get a check every 2 weeks, I think, to help you. You have to file for that. And you use that to look for more work during that time. So by spring, March, you are ready to go back out into the construction field. But during that lull or non-working period of time, it is very difficult. So you have to work and save a lot of money, maximize your savings through the summer months, where during the winter time you'll have money to carry over. Another thing is that to survive in this country, you need partnership, whether friend or male or female or anything like that, or marriage. And it goes a long way when you're married. And if you can be able to work together as wife and husband, and one is working at night, one is working in the day, or you're both working. And if you have kids, you can do that. One work in the evening and one work during the morning sessions while the kids are at school or something like that. But the important thing is that you're putting your resources together. And at that moment too, you're encouraging one member of the family to go to school, and the other one is sacrificing the time to work hard to provide extra for the family. So that's the third advice, is education is important to uplift yourself and to bring yourself to another level where you can move from labor work into office work or engineering work or computer work, anything like that, or get back into the classroom. Because in my case, I came to the United States as a teacher, high school teacher, who started at the bottom and have to work myself up. Now, let me tell you a story. I left my mother's place and with my wife now came to America. She got the job also at Gina's as a first job while I'm in construction. And two of us are working. We moved out for our mother's apartment in Tacoma Park, and we moved over into Langley Park, into our first apartment. The house is empty. Only in the house is a stove and a refrigerator from the renters. No bed. But I'm in Bethesda, and I'm in America. And guess what they do in America? They throw away things, they throw away furniture, they throw away goods, they throw away food, they throw away construction material. So, in the construction site, there, the big dumpster, I dug into that dumpster and I removed a bed, a mattress, and a box spring that somebody threw out. I cleaned it off and somehow I brought it home, and that was the first piece of furniture in my life in America. The mattress, the box spring was for my wife and I, and the mattress was for the baby. I went back into the dumpster in the following week and I picked out wooden material. And I made myself two side tables. I still have them. And I'm going to show you. I'm going to show those side tables right now. They're still sitting in the garage. No, now the garage is full. It's full from 1979 till now. There you are. This is table 1. This is table 2. My first piece of furniture handmade in America. Because remember, I'm coming to this country as a builder. Construction, high school, construction technologist. But when you come to America, the toughness, the difficulty of dealing with life, you have to make life work. I took those 2 pieces of furniture and I brought home the material and I made them in the backyard. And then, knowing that Bethesda has potential of people getting rid of furniture, we looked in the Washington Post and we got to the advertisement place where they have yard sale. And believe me, my friend, I'm going to show you again. Show you the furniture we bought. $50 per piece. We still have the furniture. This is piece number 1. Still lovely. How beautiful it is. $50. In that purchase, another part of the house, show you the other piece of furniture that we bought. A couch. Have to go different place of the house to find it. We're going down now. This, it's all stocked up with goods, but this couch is a sleeper, and we still have it. 40-something years at $50. It's covered up, but it's hardwood. Can't show you. The third piece of furniture we got was this chest of drawer. This desk. Not chest of drawer, but a desk. And we still own it. Maybe one day the kids maybe one day one of them will take it and use it to remind them of the difficulties that we face coming to America. But let's go back into a lighted section where we can talk some more. So we brought home, got a van, and I brought home those furniture pieces, and we set them up in the house, and we started life. $150 worth of furniture with one piece thrown in. I think it was a freezer, not a refrigerator, but a freezer. And we started life. Wife and husband and child. And we started on a car that breaks down in a while. My wife is now going to school, and the child is now going to school. And Shipping Explorer is working. But is there a lesson in all of this? The lesson now at this stage in the life in America is that you keep yourself out of arms. You keep yourself away from the authorities. Police, you're coming home and you're looking after your kids, so you're not out in the society wasting time. And one person is studying to further their education, and the other is working away. So, but then you're buying within your means. This is the ultimate lesson on this tape. Buy within your means. You're saving at the same time. You're educating yourself at the same time. And you are staying away from trouble. And that's how you can make it. And that's how we did make it in America. So now I must be up to $5 something an hour. But the bills keep on coming in, and we are able. My wife is also working. She started working at $2.20 an hour, or $2.30 something an hour, because she was a cashier in the same Gina's. And we put that money together, and we continue to survive in this country. So, coming to America, I encourage you to come as best way is legally, so you don't have to be looking over your shoulder every time. But when you come with the mindset to work, to progress, to be educated, to put yourselves through school and work night and day, little entertainment, careful planning, buying within your means, saving, and that's how you progress in America. So, I can't say we didn't face difficulties of the workplace, of antagonistic attitude, whether in the workplace or on the road or out in the society. Because one of the things was that we're in a place we're close to PG, and the whole thing was that PG college, everybody talked about PG police, the baddest thing around there. You have to look out for yourselves. But things do happen. That is unusual. But you keep on going. I'm going to tell you the story that's unusual. I have another car, the same car that I rebuilt, and got up in the morning. Was it that car? I think no, it was the Volkswagen that I bought, which was the first car, not the Kojak, but the first car we bought was a Volkswagen. Now the Volkswagen, you know the bug, it was like Flintstone, because when you accelerate the gas, you put your foot on the pedal, and then to rest your foot, you cannot put it down on the flooring because there's a hole in the flooring. But the story I'm going to give is that one morning, the car wouldn't start, and eventually it started, and I raced the engine, and to think I'm blowing the gas out and warming the engine up, I raced down the hill in Tacoma Park. And hold and behold, 6 o'clock in the morning, the policeman was right there. Stopped me and gave me a $65 ticket, I think, or $45 ticket. That was the end. That covers more than my paycheck. I took the ticket and I had to go to work because I was speeding a little bit down the hill, not to just speed, but to warm the car up. So it was an unfortunate situation where he said I was speeding, just for speeding, when I was speeding just to warm the car up or blow the engine out. But the worst thing for that day, I had to go to work and work all day to repay that ticket. So my whole pay for that day was wasted by a mistake. You can't avoid those sometimes, but they do occur. So you have to look out for the drawbacks. Look out for the difficult times in your life. But don't give up. Don't lie down and say, I'm dead, I give up. Don't. Just keep on going, because you know the end product. You may say, why I didn't get to school? That's another story. Tried to go into university, but unfortunately, things you do in the past and timing is not right. And what is not for you is not for you. That's the other lesson. You do your best in the country, but what is not for you is not for you. Your destiny is already set. So, these are the stories. It's a 3-part series. Maybe I'll do another part of talking of how we procure our first house in America. That will be another stage in this game. So until then, this is Shippy the Explorer talking about life in America and how to survive. And if you're coming, there's nothing new under the sun. You can follow the same path, similar path to survive and to make it, even if you're coming now when you're in your 50s, 40s, 50s, 60s, you can still make it in America legally and safely. See you. Like, share these tapes, folks, and hope they're educational, enlightening, and beneficial to those who are coming and even those who have been here for some time, because you may have made the wrong turn in how you deal with your expenses. And that I can talk about my experience. So like, share, and subscribe, folks, to Shippy the Explorer. See you on another video as I continue the life in America.